and I want to invite you on a journey with me. This isn't a race to a famous destination. It's a quiet walk into a world that few get to see together, exploring the unseen corners of Tibet. Forget the crowded tourist spots and the well-trodden paths. We are heading for the high roads, the hidden valleys, the small, resilient communities that call this vast landscape home. This is a journey for the heart, a chance to slow down and simply be present in one of the most remarkable places on Earth. The air here is different. It's thin, crisp. It carries a sense of ancient stillness. The light has a unique quality, sharp, clear, making every distant peak seem etched against the horizon. This is the roof of the world, a place of immense scale and breathtaking beauty. Our journey will take us across these wide open spaces, guided not by a map of famous landmarks, but by a curiosity for the small human stories that unfold here every day, far from the world's gaze. We will travel slowly, allowing our senses to absorb everything around us. The goal is not to see as much as possible, but to see with depth and with feeling. We will listen to the wind as it whispers through prayer flags, feel the warmth of a cup of butter tea shared with a stranger, and watch the sun paint the mountains in hues of gold and rose at dawn and dusk. Join me as we step into this high-altitude world. We will seek out the hidden gems, the places that don't make it into the guidebooks. We will meet the people whose lives are woven into the very fabric of this land. This is your invitation to experience Tibet not as a tourist, but as a quiet observer, ready to be moved by its subtle wonders and its incredible, resilient soul. Across the roof of the world begin right now. Our path will lead us away from the familiar. We are setting out to discover the soul of Tibet, which often resides in the quietest of places. This journey is about embracing the vastness and finding the intimate details within it. The awe you feel at this altitude is real. It comes from the sheer scale of the sky and the land stretching out in every direction. But within that grandeur, there are small, powerful stories of human life, of faith, and of connection to the earth. These are the stories we are here to find, the moments that reveal the true character of this extraordinary place. We won't be rushing from one monastery to the next. Instead, we'll follow the less traveled roads, where every turn reveals a new vista, and every stop offers a chance for genuine connection. I want to show you the Tibet that exists between the famous sites, the shepherd guiding his flock across a windswept hill, the quiet monk tending to a small, secluded temple, the family sharing a simple meal in their home. These are the moments that truly define the spirit of the plateau. They are small acts of living played out against a backdrop of immense natural beauty. The essence of our journey is slow attention. In a world that moves so fast, we are choosing to move at the pace of the land itself. We will take the time to notice the delicate wildflowers blooming in a rocky crevice, to listen to the murmur of a sacred stream, and to witness the silent turning of a prayer wheel powered by the wind. This practice of slow travel allows the place to reveal itself to you. It's about being fully present, letting the landscape and its people leave their mark on you, rather than just passing through. So I invite you to join me with an open mind and a curious spirit. Let go of expectations and be ready to be surprised. We are looking for the hidden gems, the small pockets of life and faith that thrive in this high, remote world. This is not just a visual journey. It is an emotional and spiritual one. It is an exploration of how humanity and nature can coexist in a place of such extremity and beauty. Let's step beyond the horizon and see what we can find together in the unseen Tibet. Our journey truly begins as we leave the more traveled routes behind. The pavement gives way to gravel. The road starts to climb. We are ascending into the high country, a realm stripped down to essentials. Rock, sky, wind. Every curve reveals a landscape that grows more immense. The valleys fall away below us, deep, shadowed folds like a giant blanket. The air grows thinner with each meter, a reminder of our place on the roof of the world. This is where the real Tibet shows itself, raw and untamed. The engine hums a steady, low tune, the only constant sound in profound quiet. We pass no other cars, no signs of modern life. It feels like traveling back in time, a land unchanged for centuries. The mountains are characters in this story. Some are sharp and jagged, peaks like spearheads. Others are rounded and gentle, slopes of hardy grasses. They watch over us, silent and majestic, their presence humbling, deeply reassuring. This ascent is more than a physical climb, a transition of mind and spirit. Everyday concerns shrink with distance. Up here, perspective shifts. Nature's scale forces you to look inward, to find stillness within yourself. The slow, winding road encourages patience. There is no rushing this journey. The path dictates the pace. We learn the first lesson of the high plateau. Surrender to the rhythm of the land. Move with intention, not haste. A quiet entry into a different way of being. Nearing the top of our first high pass, the world opens up. The horizon expands into an infinite line, where earth meets an intense blue sky. We are on a high road, suspended between ground and heavens. Not just a route, but a destination in itself. To pause, to breathe in the thin, pure air, to feel the overwhelming beauty of emptiness. The journey has just begun, but the landscape is already changing us from the inside out. At the crest of the pass, we are greeted by a sudden explosion of color. Thousands of prayer flags are strung between rocky outcrops, their vibrant squares snapping and fluttering in the constant wind. Blue, white, red, green, yellow. Each flag is a prayer, a message of peace and compassion sent out into the world with every gust. They are a vivid testament to the faith that thrives in this harsh environment. Standing here, surrounded by their movement and color, you don't just see the faith, you feel it. It is a living, breathing presence on the mountain. We step out of the vehicle, and the wind immediately wraps around us. It is not a gentle breeze, but a powerful, cleansing force. It carries the scent of dry earth, cold stone, and something else. A faint, sweet smell of juniper incense from a small offering stove nearby. The sound of the flags is a constant, rhythmic flapping, like the wings of 1,000 birds taking flight all at once. It is a symphony of hope, a chorus of silent prayers made audible by the wind. We walk slowly among them, feeling the energy they release into this vast, open space. Each color on the flag represents an element. Blue for the sky and space, white for the air and clouds, red for fire, green for water, yellow for the earth. Together, they symbolize the balance of the natural world, a harmony that is so palpable up here. As the threads of the flags fray and disintegrate over time, the prayers printed on them are believed to be released and carried across the land, blessing everything they touch. It is a beautiful, selfless act of sending goodwill to all beings, without exception. This is spirituality woven directly into the fabric of the landscape. We spend a long time on this pass, not speaking much. Words feel unnecessary. The experience is one of pure sensation. The cold wind on our cheeks, the bright colors against the deep blue sky, the constant rustling sound of devotion. This is a place that asks for nothing but your quiet presence. It is a powerful reminder that even in the most remote and seemingly empty places, the world can be filled with meaning, hope, and incredible beauty. As we prepare to descend, the image of those vibrant flags against the sky is etched into our minds, a symbol of the resilient human spirit we've come to find. As we descend from the high pass, the landscape softens. The harsh rock gives way to rolling hills blanketed in golden green grass. We encounter the first sign of life. A flock of yaks moves across a distant slope, like large dark stones that suddenly walk. A solitary shepherd guides them, wrapped in a dark chuba. He walks with a slow, deliberate gait, in sync with his animals, He is not passing through. He is part of this land. We stop our vehicle at a respectful distance. The shepherd notices us and raises an open hand of acknowledgement. No suspicion, only calm, gentle curiosity. His gesture makes us feel welcome. His face is weathered by sun and wind, lines telling a life lived outdoors. His genuine smile creates deep crinkles around his eyes. The smile reaches across the meadow. He calls to his yaks with a low, melodic whistle that blends with the wind. The herd responds, moving as one shaggy unit. We watch the ancient dance between man and beast, a deep, unspoken understanding, forged over generations. The yaks provide milk for butter and cheese. The yaks provide wool for clothing and tents. The yaks provide strength for carrying goods. In return, he guides them to the best pastures and protects them from harsh elements. He slowly walks toward us, boots crunching on dry earth. Language isn't shared, but communication happens nonetheless, through smiles, through gestures, through the shared experience of being in this remote place. He points to his yaks. He points to the distant mountains. He points to the sky. He shares his world with us. In this brief, silent encounter, we feel a profound connection that transcends barriers. A quiet moment of kindness, a simple gift on the high road. Following the dirt track further down, we arrive at our first village. It is not a large settlement, but a small cluster of sturdy, whitewashed stone houses, nestled in a protective fold of the hills. The homes have flat roofs where hay is stacked for the long winter, and firewood is stacked for the long winter. Small trapezoidal windows painted with black borders. A traditional design meant to ward off negativity. Smoke curls lazily from a few chimneys, a sign of life and warmth within. The entire village feels organic, as if it has grown directly out of the earth it stands upon. It is a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. As we walk into the village, life continues at its unhurried pace. A group of women sits in a sunny courtyard, their hands busy spinning wool into yarn with handheld spindles, the practiced grace, a skill passed down through countless generations. An elderly man sits by his doorway, slowly turning a large prayer wheel, his lips moving in a silent mantra. He gives us a gentle nod as we pass, his eyes filled with a deep, peaceful calm. There is a sense of purpose and contentment in these simple, repeated actions. Children, their cheeks rosy from the cold air, stop their game of kicking a dusty ball to stare at us with wide, curious eyes. A moment of shyness gives way to bright, infectious smiles. They don't run up to us asking for anything. They are simply curious about the new faces in their small world. Their laughter rings through the narrow laneways, a sound of pure joy that echoes off the stone walls. In their faces, you see the future of this place, a new generation growing up with a deep connection to their land, their culture, and their community. Life here feels deeply interconnected. The heart of the village seems to be a small communal spring where a woman is filling copper pots with fresh water. The water flows from a stone channel, clear and icy cold, straight from the mountain above. This spring is a lifeline, a gathering place where news is shared and bonds are strengthened. It is a central point around which the daily life of the village revolves. We are invited to drink, and the water is the purest, most refreshing we have ever tasted. It is a simple offering, a taste of the land itself, and in this small village, it feels like the most generous gift in the world. At the edge of the village, on a small rise overlooking the houses, stands a simple square building. It is a small monastery, or gompa, more like a village chapel than a grand monastic complex. Its walls are painted the traditional white, with a deep red band running along the top. A golden dharma wheel flanked by 2 deer sits atop the roof, glinting in the sharp afternoon light. This is the spiritual center of the community, a quiet anchor for the lives of the people here. It is not a place for tourists, but a living, breathing part of the village fabric, humble and deeply revered. We are met at the door by a lone monk. He is not old and wise, nor is he a young novice. He is a man in middle age, with a kind face and a gentle demeanor. He is the sole caretaker of this small temple. He explains, through gestures and a few words of English, that he tends the butter lamps, keeps the altar clean, and says prayers for the well-being of the villagers. His life is one of simple, dedicated service. He unlocks the heavy wooden door and invites us inside, into the cool, dark space that smells of old wood, melting butter, and sweet incense. Inside, the silence is profound. The only light comes from a row of flickering butter lamps on the altar, their small flames dancing and casting a warm, golden glow on the statues and Thangka paintings that line the walls. The paintings depict various deities and scenes from Buddhist teachings, their colors still vibrant despite their age. The monk moves with a quiet reverence, his maroon robes a slash of color in the dim light. He carefully trims the wicks of the lamps and adds more melted yak butter, his movements a form of silent meditation. His devotion fills the small room with a powerful sense of peace. He gestures for us to sit on the worn cushions on the floor. He then pours us cups of hot butter tea from a flask, a gesture of hospitality that is central to Tibetan culture. As we sit there, sipping the salty, warming liquid, we don't need to talk. The atmosphere of the small temple speaks for itself. It speaks of a faith that is not loud or performative, but quiet, constant, and deeply woven into the challenges of daily life. It is in these small, unassuming places, far from the grand monasteries, that one can often feel the truest pulse of Tibet's enduring spirit. Leaving the open plateau behind us, our path takes a sudden turn. It leads us downward, into a valley that was completely hidden from the high road. The descent is steep, following a narrow track that hugs the side of the mountain. The world changes with every meter we drop. The vast open sky becomes framed by the steep valley walls, creating a sense of intimacy and enclosure. The wind, once a powerful force, softens to a gentle whisper that moves through groves of hardy, low-lying shrubs. We are entering a secret place, a sanctuary shielded from the harshness of the high-altitude plains above. The air here feels different, too. It's still thin and crisp, but it carries the scent of damp earth and growing things. Small, resilient flowers, bursts of purple and yellow, cling to the rocky slopes, adding delicate touches of color to the muted tones of the landscape. It feels like we have stepped into a hidden garden, a place nurtured and protected by the surrounding peaks. The scale of the world has shifted from the immense and overwhelming to the intimate and detailed. Our focus is drawn from the distant horizon to the small wonders right in front of us, here on the valley floor. The silence is deeper here, buffered by the valley walls. The only sounds are the crunch of our tires on the gravel, the murmur of a small stream running alongside the track, and the occasional call of a bird hidden among the rocks. The valley floor opens up slightly, revealing a small, flat pasture of the most vibrant green. It's a startling splash of life against the gray and brown rock. Yaks graze peacefully here, their bells making a soft, clinking music that drifts on the air. This hidden valley is a refuge, a place where life can flourish in a gentler environment. We know we are approaching something special, a place revered not for its grandeur, but for its quiet, concentrated beauty. The road has led us here for a reason, into a world concealed from the casual glance. And then, we see it. Tucked into the deepest part of the valley, cradled by the mountains, lies a lake. It is not a large body of water, but its color is breathtaking, a shade of turquoise so vivid it seems almost unreal. It's a jewel set in the rough, raw landscape. The water is perfectly still, its surface a flawless mirror reflecting the sky and the jagged peaks that surround it. The intensity of the color changes as small clouds drift overhead, shifting from a deep, milky blue to a brilliant, translucent green. It is a living, breathing entity, the heart of this hidden valley. We stop the car and get out, walking slowly toward the shore. The ground here is soft and mossy, a carpet of green and gold leading to the water's edge. The silence is absolute. There is no wind, no sound of distant traffic. Nothing. It is a silence so profound that you can almost hear the beat of your own heart. It feels like a sacred space, a place of immense power and peace. We stand on the shore, mesmerized by the color and the stillness, feeling like we are the first people to ever lay eyes on this hidden wonder. The lake is known locally as a lamolazzo, a divine or life spirit lake. These lakes are considered sacred, the dwelling places of protective deities. People come here not as tourists, but as pilgrims, to make offerings and to seek visions or guidance in the reflective waters. Small piles of mani stones, carefully carved with prayers, are stacked along the shoreline. Each stone is a prayer, a wish, a message left in this holy place, adding to the palpable sense of reverence that fills the air. We walk along the water's edge, our footsteps making no sound on the soft earth. The air is cold, but the sun is warm on our faces. The contrast is invigorating. The clarity of the light at this altitude makes every detail sharp and clear. Every crack in the rocks, every ripple on the water's surface when a gentle breeze touches it, every blade of grass. It is a place that commands your full attention. The beauty is so pure, so overwhelming, that it leaves no room for other thoughts. We are simply present, absorbing the incredible peace of this turquoise jewel. Our 20-minute journey is now drawing to a gentle close. We find ourselves back where we began, on the vast, open plateau. But this time, the day is ending. The sun is low in the sky, casting long, dramatic shadows across the immense landscape. The light has transformed from the sharp clarity of midday to a soft, warm, golden glow that bathes everything in profound peace. The wind has softened to a whisper, and a deep quiet settles over the roof of the world. It is a time for reflection, a moment to absorb the echoes of the places we have seen and of the people we have met on this brief but deep journey. The awe we felt at the beginning has not diminished. It has deepened. It is no longer just about the scale of the mountains and the sky. It is an awe infused with the understanding of life that unfolds here. Human resilience, faith that builds a monastery on a cliffside, a culture that thrives in one of the world's most challenging environments. We have seen how the immense landscape shapes the people, and how the people leave their quiet, beautiful mark upon the land. Their prayers, their homes, their stories. We set out to find the small human stories, and they have been the true gems of this journey. The silent welcome of a shepherd, the laughter of village children, the wisdom of a monk's quiet counsel. We tasted it in the simple, satisfying flavor of tsampa. We felt it in the weaver's hands as she turned wool into warmth and identity. Small, authentic moments of connection reveal the true heart of Tibet. These are the moments that will stay with us long after the majestic views fade. This journey was an exercise in slow attention, a choice to move at the pace of the land itself. We saw beyond the surface, a delicate wildflower in a rock crevice, an intricate pattern emerging on a loom. We learned the soul of a place is often found not in famous landmarks, but in the quiet spaces in between. As the last sliver of sun disappears behind the distant peaks, the sky is painted in fiery hues, and we are left with a feeling of deep gratitude for the quiet wonders revealed to us. The journey's end is not really an end at all. It is an invitation to carry the spirit of this place forward with us. The silence of the sacred lake, the scent of the butter lamps, the rhythm of the weaver's loom. These experiences become a part of us, an echo that can be recalled in our own moments of quiet. The greatest gift of a journey like this is a change in perspective. It reminds us that there are other ways of being, other definitions of wealth, other relationships with the world around us. As we leave the roof of the world, we are left with a quiet sense of hope. Hope in the vibrant colors of a prayer flag fluttering in the wind. Hope in the smile of a young novice monk. Hope that even in remote corners, faith endures, community endures, a deep connection to the land endures. This journey has been a warm reminder of the enduring strength and beauty of the human spirit. And so, I leave you with an open question. What might we discover if we brought this same slow attention to our own lives, to our own communities? What hidden gems and small, beautiful stories are waiting to be found right where we are, if only we take the time to look? The spirit of the unseen Tibet is not just in these high mountains. It is a way of seeing the world with an open heart and a quiet mind. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May you carry its peace with you, wherever your own path may lead you next.